You ever notice how one split-second mistake can turn your whole world upside down? Yeah, like dropping a glass, or in my case, spilling champagne in front of the most dangerous man in the city, while wearing heels that feel like medieval torture devices and try not to lose my mind. Let me back up a sec. This isn't some fairy tale. This is how I stumbled into a world of secrets, gunfire, old grudges, and, well, a kind of love I never saw coming. It started, as these things do, on a Tuesday night that felt like every other. The crystal glasses clinked as I zigzagged through Sovereign, the kind of restaurant where people wear suits worth more than my mom's hospital bill, and waitresses like meat get invisible unless we make a mistake. Which I almost did, colliding with Melissa, my co-worker, who hissed, "Watch it." She jerked her chin toward the private section, eyes wide. "Vlav party's here. Don't screw this up." And suddenly, the room changed like everyone sucked in a breath at the same time. Conversations died down, backs straightened, forks paused mid-air. Two security guys in black suits scanned the place first. Ice so cold, I swear the air dropped a few degrees. Then he walked in, Alexei Volkov. Not rushing, not strutting. Just moving like he owned gravity itself. I thought he'd be older, maybe 50, but no mid-30s, dark hair, suit tailored within an inch of its life. But it was his eyes that got measy blue, unreadable, the kind you can't look away from, even if you want to. My manager came out of nowhere, shoving a tray at me. "Table 4. They requested you." My stomach dropped. "Why me?" I whispered, but he didn't answer. He just muttered, "Russian girl for the Russian table. Don't embarrass us." Great me heritage was useful for exactly one thing, apparently. I'd left Moscow with my mom 12 years ago to escape one mess, only to end up in another. My accent was mostly gone, but I'd listed Russian on my resume. I thought it might help with international guests, not this. Heart pounding, I walked over. 4 men in deep conversation, Volkov with a clear view of the entire restaurant. 2 bodyguards behind him, their jackets bulging in all the wrong places. "Champagne, gentlemen." I managed, my voice a little steadier than I felt. I set the glasses down, avoiding eye contact, but my sleeve snagged on his watch, probably worth more than my annual rent, and champagne sloshed onto the table, missing his suit by a hair. Time froze. You could hear a pin drop. Mortified, I apologized, reaching for a napkin, but Volkov caught my wrist, not hard, just enough to stop me. Up close, he smelled expensive, a mix of cedar and something I couldn't place. "Don't worry," he said in Russian, low and calm. And out of reflex, I answered back perfect Muscovite. He studied me, still holding my wrist, then asked, switching to English, "What's your name?" I told him Eva. He repeated it, almost savoring it, before letting me go and turning back to his friends like I was dismissed. But for the rest of the night, I felt those eyes on me. Every time I stepped into the dining room, there was this weight, like I was under a microscope. When he finally left, it was with a glance, 3 seconds, no smile, no nod. But it felt like a question and a threat rolled into one. My manager appeared, smug. "He wants you for tomorrow's reservation. Wear your hair down." His tone left no room for argument. My skin prickled. I walked out of the restaurant at 1 a.m., cold October wind biting through my coat. Halfway to the bus stop, a black SUV pulled up, gliding alongside me. Rear window rolled down. "Volkov." "Eva." He said my name sounded heavy in his accent. "It's late. Let me drive you home." It wasn't a question. His bodyguard watched me like I was a puzzle or a problem. "Thank you, but I'll take the bus," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. He stepped out just like that, 6 foot something of danger wrapped in a $1,000 coat. He walked beside me, slow, matching my pace, the city empty around us. A woman who speaks Russian like a native shouldn't be riding public transport at this hour. "How do you know I'm native?" I shot back, regretting it instantly. He smiled just a little. "The way you roll your RS. Moscow region, north side, if I had to guess." I stopped, startled. "Ow!" He shrugged. "I know Moscow, and I know when someone's hiding." I hesitated. It was freezing, and suddenly the bus sounded like a terrible idea. "Just a ride?" I asked. He nodded, opened the door himself, let me slide into leather and luxury. He sat, deliberately leaving space. Asked for my address, I gave him one, not the real one. He asked why I worked double shifts. I said it paid the bills. He said there were easier ways, not honest ones. That made him actually smile, for real. Honesty is rare. The car pulled up to the fake address, but he didn't let me out right away. Handed me an envelope cash, thick with it. Consider it a tip for excellent service, he said. This isn't a tip. It's an investment, he finished, still studying me. I handed it back. I'm not for sale. He laughed, genuinely. No, you're not. That's why I want to see you again. His driver opened the door. Good night, Eva, he said, and then softly, in Russian, dreams of you give me no peace. The SUV pulled away, leaving me on the sidewalk, heart pounding in the cold. That night, my phone buzzed. Unknown number, car at 7 tomorrow. I barely slept. In the morning, my mom called, voice weak, but hopeful her doctor might get her into a new treatment if we could pay for it. 20 grand. Don't worry, Mom. I'm figuring it out. I didn't mention Volkov or the envelope of cash I'd refused. Some things you keep separate. At 7 sharp, a car was waiting. No Volkov, yes, the driver, and a little silver bracelet with a sapphire charm. I left in the box. The car didn't go to Sovereign, it took me to Avalon, a restaurant so exclusive I'd only heard rumors. The host led me to a private room with city views, candles, fine china. Volkov was already there, suit perfect, eyes lighting up when he saw me. He watched me the whole meal, asked about my life, my books, my music. Told me he'd left Moscow, too, under difficult circumstances. While I tried to keep things surface level, he slip-said my real name, Eva Nikola Petrova. My whole body went cold. How do you? He didn't answer, just said, I make it my business to know things. My father, he told me, died 2 years after we left, a robbery gone wrong, the story went. But nothing about our story had ever been simple. Later, on the penthouse terrace, he offered to pay for my mother's treatment, no strings. People like you don't do things without expecting something back, I said. He looked away, jaw tight. I believe in rules. Families are off limits. Your father was betrayed, and I made sure those men paid for it. I pulled away, overwhelmed. He walked me home, pressed a business card into my hand. Call if you need anything. No strings. When I got inside, I found a message me mother's treatment was paid for. By him. Days blurred. My manager said Volkov wanted me assigned to him permanently. My world shrank, walls closing in. Then, one night, one of Volkov's men handed me an envelope. Car outside if you want to know more about your father. I should have run. Instead, I slid into the SUV. Inside his homey penthouse, understated luxury Volkov showed me documents. My father, he said, wasn't just an accountant for the Zubarev family. He moved their money, hid assets, and in the end, stole millions when we escaped. He died for it, and the men who did it suffered in turn. You matter, Eva. Your family matters, Volkov said, but I couldn't breathe. None of this matched the man I remembered. Before I could process it, shots rang out, gunfire in the hall. Volkov shoved me into a safe room, ordered his men to guard me. I spent hours in that gilded cage, panic gnawing at me. When he finally came back, shirt bloodied, face bruised, he was still standing. Just a disagreement, he said, pouring us both whiskey. You deserve the truth. I patched him up, years of my mom's nursing lessons kicking in. We talked all night about Moscow, about fear, about trying to make things right. Something shifted between us, tension giving way to something electric, something real. By dawn, I wasn't sure where I ended and he began. But just as we found that moment, more threats, an old man with eyes like ice, warning me I was being watched, used as a pawn in a game I didn't understand. Turns out, Zubarev, original boss, thought I knew where my father hid the stolen money. Volkov admitted it. You're the target, Eva. As long as Zubarev believes you have the key, you're in danger. My life already upside, down tilted again. But I let him protect me. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut, you know? He took me to a safe house by the ocean glass walls, endless water, the roar of the waves. For a moment, it felt like we were the only people left in the world. That night, with danger swirling around us and lightning crashing outside, I stopped running. I let myself be his, and he let himself be mine. But nothing gold stays. Zubarev's people found us. We fled Og into his private island, of all things. There, hidden away, we tried to figure out where my father's fortune had gone. That's when it hit me. The chest set from my childhood, stashed away with my mom's things. It was more than a keepsake. It held clues, coordinates, a hidden key. With Alexei's help, we traced it to a bank in Switzerland. $30 million, just sitting there, waiting to upend my life all over again. But the past has claws. Zubarev won his cut, and I won a piece. We negotiated 40% to him, the rest for me and my mother. As we shook hands, he said, "Your father was an honorable thief. He stole money, never lives." Those words stuck with me. Back on the island, I faced the real choice: run again or build something lasting. Alexei offered me more than protection. He offered a partnership, a way to turn his empire into something legitimate, something worth being proud of. And I took it. My mother recovered, took a job running health programs for a new foundation. Alexei's old businesses started going straight, one by one. 6 months later, we stood in our new headquarters, a place dedicated to helping people escape the kind of violence that had once chased us across the world. "Any regrets?" Alexei asked. I thought of that spilled champagne, the way his eyes locked on mine, the impossible journey from waitress to whatever this is. I smiled. Not a single one. But hey, what about you? Would you take the deal, trust the dangerous man, risk it all for the hope of something real? Or would you run? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me, what would justice look like if it were your family, your life on the line? And if you've ever faced your own crossroads, your own impossible choice, I want to hear about it. Because sometimes fate pours a drink, and all you can do is answer in your own language without fear.